Hello traders, investors, and crypto fans. Welcome to our channel where we bring you in-depth analysis, hot news, and reliable projections about the blockchain universe, Web3, and the trends shaping the future of digital money. Today, we are going to talk about a movement that has energized the market. The strong recovery of Ethereum, ETH, over the past few weeks, and how spot ETH ETFs in the United States could be the fuel needed to push the second largest asset in the market above $2,800. Is this finally the turning point for Ethereum, and do these ETFs really have that kind of power? We'll dive deep into technical analysis, on-chain data, and macroeconomic dynamics to understand whether we're looking at a new rally or just a temporary relief bounce after a correction phase. Get ready to discover where Ethereum might head next. The second week of June kicked off with good news for Ethereum ETH fans. On Tuesday, June 9th, the token returned to trade above $2,700 after rising more than 9% in the last 24 hours. And this rebound came after a tough start to the month marked by heavy sell-offs and cascading liquidations, both in the spot and futures markets. But now the mood is shifting. Institutional investors are watching Ethereum closely, and US spot ETH ETFs are at the center of this renewed interest. So, can these funds really be the catalyst to push ETH to new heights? What's driving the current movement? According to the latest report from CoinShares, Ethereum ETFs received over $200 million in net inflows last week, making it the most bought digital asset among institutional investors, even surpassing Bitcoin BTC. This surge in capital flow is the strongest since the US election period and coincides with the launch of the Petra upgrade implemented on May 7th, 2025. In the days following the upgrade, Ethereum attracted nearly $800 million in positive inflows, signaling a significant recovery of institutional confidence. In addition, Binance data shows that over 70% of large players, whales, are currently long on ETH futures contracts. This kind of positioning often creates real buying pressure, especially when liquidity increases across the board. Technical analysis: where can the price go? On the daily chart, Ethereum has been trading within a sideways channel between $2,400 and $2,780 since mid-May. This pattern suggests an important consolidation phase, but also indicates that price may be building a base for a potential technical breakout. If inflows into ETFs continue and buying pressure remains strong, ETH has the potential to break above the key resistance level of $2,780, which would open the door for another attempt at the $2,800 mark, not seen since February of this year. The RSI, Relative Strength Index, supports this possibility. The indicator has already moved above 50, signaling increasing strength in the bullish move. If ETH sustains momentum, the next technical targets appear on Fibonacci projections, with levels like $2,150 and even $3,120 becoming realistic short to mid-term goals. What if this is just a relief rally? Of course, not everything is bullish. Some analysts warn of the risk of reversal if ETH fails to hold the $2,600 level as immediate support. A drop below that could reopen the door to deeper corrections, with initial targets $2,250 followed by $2,300. That's why volume matters. If we see consistent volume and continued inflows into ETFs, the signal points toward a sustainable uptrend. Otherwise, this could be just a temporary relief rally with no real follow-through. Ethereum versus Bitcoin and innovative new projects. As Ethereum consolidates its position against the dollar, it's also showing signs of stabilization. against Bitcoin. Over the last 3 weeks, the ETH-BTC pair has remained within a tight range between 0.023 and 0.025 Satoshis, indicating that ETH is still in accumulation mode, even while BTC recently hit new all-time highs in dollar terms. In this context, some innovative projects are gaining traction in the market. One example is the BTC Bull token. BTC Bull, a project that allows investors to profit from Bitcoin's growth in a creative way. The BTC Bull token offers automatic rewards in the BTC Bull every time Bitcoin hits specific price milestones. Additionally, the token includes a programmed burn mechanism, which reduces supply over time and could increase value as demand rises. So far, the project has raised over $6.5 million during its ongoing pre-sale, showing how much attention it's drawing from traders and investors looking for alternative ways to ride Bitcoin's success. Macroeconomic scenario: Fed, CPI, and tariff pressure. Globally, eyes are on U.S. inflation data, particularly the Consumer Price Index, CPI, and Producer Price Index, PPI, due out this week. The tariff policies of President Trump are raising concerns about inflationary spikes, which could affect the Federal Reserve's stance ahead of its upcoming monetary policy meeting next week. Currently, the market gives a 99.9% chance of interest rate stability, although the remaining 0.1% signals caution, because any inflation surprise could quickly change the outlook. A recent report revealed that many U.S. companies are preparing to raise prices, citing import tariffs as a direct reason. This could directly impact cost of living and influence the Fed's decision on interest rates. Still, expectations remain for future rate cuts, albeit less aggressive than previously anticipated. If rates stay high, borrowing costs will remain elevated, which could continue pressuring the crypto sector indirectly, as risk assets tend to suffer under high-rate environments. Conclusion: is Ethereum on the right path? Despite Ethereum not yet matching Bitcoin in terms of fresh all-time highs, it appears to be on the right path to regain lost ground. Spot ETH ETFs are attracting institutional capital, and technical fundamentals suggest that this rally may only be the beginning. If ETH manages to sustain $2,700 as a new floor and breaks through the $2,980, $2,800 zone, the next major test will be the $3,000 psychological level, something many analysts believe is achievable in the coming weeks. Combined with innovation emerging from crypto-related projects, the environment is ripe for new cycles of appreciation, and as an investor, you need to be ready to seize every opportunity. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment. Do you think Ethereum will reach $2,800 this month? Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications for new videos.